Hi, everyone, and welcome to Crush on This. I'm Chicago-based writer Cindy Reining from Grape Experiences, and I'm joined by Vancouver's own Christine Campbell at Girls Go Grape and Los Angeles writer Allison Levine of Please the Palate. So today we're sharing our favorite summer sippers. And why? Because we are all steaming hot right now. I, for one, am on the back porch of my house, and it's raining and steamy and ridiculously humid, and I need a really cold, refreshing glass of wine right now. So I also need to go hang at the pool or go on a boat or sit by the lake tomorrow where it's nice and breezy. But for now, I think I've got that wine. And I chose one of my favorite go-to hot weather wines, a white wine from the Vinho Verde region in North Portugal. I visited the area a couple of years ago and was really blown away by the use of native grapes. The wines, many of the wines are young, they're all refreshing. They're low in alcohol, which in my book is a must for drinking at noon or whenever you're ready to drink. But we won't talk about that. So in general, a Vinho Verde white wine is a bright minerality, crisp notes of stone fruit, white flowers, bright citrus, and a snappy finish. It's kind of what I need when it gets really hot. And the wines typically seen in the US have a slight frizzante note. So there are a little bit of tiny little bubbles that makes it even more fun to sip and swirl. So today I've chosen a young and refreshing white wine, Casal Garcia from Aveleda, and it's only $8 if you can possibly believe that. So this is perfect for sipping by the pool or wherever on any hot day. 9.5% alcohol. Native varieties, and to be honest with you, it pairs beautifully with sushi, Asian dishes, salads, cheeses, or just absolutely on its own. It's delicious. So that's my choice. So Christine, what are you drinking to stay cool?
Well, I am drinking today a British Columbia Pinot Blanc. Pinot Blanc in British Columbia, they're maybe about 10 years ago, they tried to make that the grape of our appellation because we do it so well here. Pinot Blanc in British Columbia tends to be like you're just walking through a fruit orchard in the Okanagan Valley and you've just bit into a fresh nectarine or a fresh peach, and it's happiness. It's really happiness. And so you were talking about summer sippers, and when I go up to the Okanagan, there's Lake Okanagan and then Skaha Lake. So it's all very lake-based. It's very, very picturesque. So I invite everybody to come to British Columbia if you haven't already. And this narrative, narrative is the label, but it's produced by the Okanagan Crush Pad in Summerland, BC. And again, we've got all of those notes of the melons, the cantaloupe, the honeydew, peach, nectarine, but there's this really cool top note of rosemary at the end. And so that is really makes me happy because, like you, when I'm summer sipping and I'm outside and I'm hot, I want to have some fresh veg, some fresh fruit to be going along with it. And I could pair this perfectly with anything that I was going to put out, and everyone would be cooled down a little bit and happier after a glass or two.
So it's all about being happy. Allison, how about you? What are you drinking?
Well, so I went for rosé because, you know, rosé is always easy to sip, but I in particular picked the Gerard Bertrand Gris Blanc.
Nice.
And the Gris Blanc, this is the 2019. Now, it's Grenache Gris is the grape, and what's really cool about this is considered the palest rosé in the world. Grenache Gris produces the palest rosé. It's almost like, kind of think of like the color of sherry. It's such a pale, pale, pale color. And this is sourced from the Toutavel region in Roussillon. And usually Grenache Gris is used to make a fortified wine, but Gerard Bertrand decided to make it into a rosé, and I'm very glad he did. It comes in at 13% alcohol, but again, it's not 9% like your Vinho Verde. You wouldn't know. This goes down so easy. And what's really cool is that, yes, you get the typical rosé, like red fruit aromas. You get a little strawberry, a little, you know, raspberry, a little kind of that cranberry thing. But what I cannot get over is the minerality. They're clearly not far from the Mediterranean Sea. This is the south of France. That's what they do. And it's like I can smell the ocean. I can smell oyster, like the oyster shell, that kind of, that you know, that minerality. And when I taste it, I get that same thing. I feel like I'm eating the Mediterranean. So if I'm really hot or just sitting outside, I can just close my eyes and pretend I'm sitting along the Mediterranean Sea sipping wine. And this wine I would pair with oysters. I mean, any sort of light shellfish, seafood, but oysters, I mean, I feel like I can taste them as I drink this. And it's $13.99. So you can sip and sip and sip and sip.
I love it. Well, that's what we're kind of going for, right? And I love the idea that we're all pairing these with lighter foods too, because when it's so hot, we don't need very heavy foods and very heavy wines, you know, especially if we're going to start during the day. We want something light and refreshing and just kind of ease us into the rest of the day.
Yeah,
So
like crispiness and minerality. It's like when it's hot, all of our wines seem to fall into that category. It's really
absolutely. So hold up your glass. Let's look at the colors. Mine is very light. Everyone's is light. Everyone's is very refreshing. Yeah.
You both have white wines, and it almost looks like I have white.
I
wines.
know.
It
I
almost
know.
looks like that.
That's brilliant. Brilliant. Well, thank you, ladies. And, you know, I'd love to hear about, all of us would love to hear the comments of what you're drinking. What are your favorite go-to summer sippers? We'd love to find out because, you know, we always need more wine, so we need more ideas too. So thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you the next time. Cheers.
Cheers.